So first of all, what's going on, everyone? This is the podcast. It is our first episode behind the controller with myself, GunBunny361. To my left and in the middle, PK, the biggest personality on the internet as of 5 minutes ago. And the leader and comp leader of HSS, Team Viper, Axel himself. Let me get a air one on that one.
What's going on, guys?
What do you... Oh, PK. Oh, PK.
Got a good
First and foremost, excuse my hairdo. It's normally beautiful, but
I mean, you're always beautiful. According to your wife, to no one else.
You're so beautiful.
Okay, so that
God
being said,
damn it, PK.
where do we begin? I guess first of all,
I'm laughing at PK.
Gotta get that quick buzz in there.
so
Yeah.
A
first,
little too hard.
so first of all, Axel, like we got a whole script going on here. We did not give you the script because we wanted this to be like completely a surprise for you, and we want you to stumble over your words and really struggle with
Hit
this.
me with it. Hit me with it.
All right, so the number one question on everyone's mind is, who are you?
Who am I?
Who are
you?
you?
Know who I am?
Who the fuck is this guy? All right.
All right. Wow. That's a tough question, honestly. I don't know, babe. Who am I? The podcast wants to know who I am.
Yeah.
She's not answering. I'm a nobody.
Oh shit.
So you want the whole life background?
I mean, who are you? Who you represent? What your goals?
story.
Like, just give me the backstory. Let me hear it. I was born in a
All right,
log
so-
cabin in 1932. Like,
I was hatched out of an egg.
Well, okay, so so I was a kid, basically raised here in Texas. Graduate high school, all that, bullshit.
wait, before
And then-
before you continue, who are you? Like, you got to start with your name, bro. Like, okay.
Oh, okay. All right, so
Oh,
the
wait,
guy
who the fuck are you?
behind Axel is Landon Carpenter.
Okay.
And
Yeah, grew up in Texas, graduated high school. Shortly after the high school, joined the military. So I was boxing since I was 8 years old. And aside from boxing and football and track, I
played
also
quite a lot of punch
also-
out in my day.
I also picked up video games.
Yeah.
So what, like Fight Night Round
What?
3? Like, what's up?
I'll tell you what, bro. Don't fuck with me in fight night. You might be able to beat my ass in real
Yeah.
life, but when it comes to virtual world,
It's like an actual
fucking
podcast,
beast.
babe. Oh yeah. She said that. Forgot to mention that I also met my beautiful wife, and then I'm in love for the rest of my life. So.
Ah,
So that
nice.
I don't know
basically
if that's
fight
in the
night.
background.
Basically.
Basically fight night.
So I was actually a competitive boxer from the time I was 8 years old.
Shit.
Had multiple amateur bouts, and then I played high school. Was on a varsity team. Then I ran varsity track ever since I was a freshman in high school. But aside from all that, I did play a lot of video games because at the time, like growing up in the country, like there's really not much to do if you go outside aside from hunting and taking care of.
Okay, well,
a
now
farm or a
now
ranch.
when you say you lived out in the
Yeah.
country, what
Do what?
was your street name?
My street name?
Yeah, that you grew up on. Then I'm
My
going.
street from boxing?
No. Hey, boy, little whitey over here. No, bro. I'm also from Texas. Grew up in the country, and I grew up on a road. It was literally County Road 137.
Hey, there it is.
So that's kind of what I was getting at.
Yep, I grew up on
Street
County
name.
Road 1390.
Hell yeah, I can get behind that.
Yep.
Street name.
So this is also my first year of competitive Call of Duty. I used to compete in Halo all throughout high school. All throughout high school I compete in Halo, and then actually used to run with a really good squad there. We won some GB tournaments, like 1 or 2. That was really about it.
Okay.
And then but I mean, it's Halo. Of course, that's a completely different ballpark there.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of competitors today came up on Halo. So I mean,
it's all been Halo.
So yeah, now I'm managing, coaching / leading all the aspects of this team.
which is
Which is Viper eSports / HSS Headshot Specialist.
hell yeah, preach.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
It's been a long journey already. Like within the past couple months. I mean, so we went out with just having egos, shitty players, rude ass players. You got your douchebags in there. I'm talking about Avenger.
Fuck you, Avenger.
Oh yeah, we gotta have the name drop, dude. Avenger's a fucking total fucking tool. Hope he sees this video. Someone send it to him.
Fucking clip it, chat. Clip it.
If he can get a team together, dude, we're gonna fucking stomp him.
Yeah. No, but you're definitely not wrong, because I know PK was in on that. I was as well. And we kind of witnessed all that, and it was literally the whole team. Like there was at one point in time, I thought HSS was going to be like disbanded, like completely.
I thought it was done.
Like I didn't think there was no recovery from it. I didn't think it was going to go anywhere else from there. And
no, there was a point in time where I basically left too. I mean, I was just going to start up a GB team. I mean, y'all were there for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this shit was ridiculous. I mean, and it's stressful. I got a lot going on at the time. I was going through the NCO Academy, becoming NCO in the Army. Juggling all that, and I'm juggling, having a marriage. I gotta be a husband.
Oh, of course.
Gotta try and be the best that I can for my wife.
Days.
And sometimes, even practicing with you guys nightly is, it's.
Oh no, it's definitely a toll.
Sometimes I can tell it's like a little hard on my wife because she comes home from a long working day too. And so I gotta. It's. I wouldn't say it's hard to find like that even balance, but at the same time, it's like, okay, we got a dynasty that we're trying to start here, and then at the same time, the most important part, especially last night, like that's the most important part is obviously she's the number one, so I got to step away and be a husband and make sure everyone understands that, because it's not all just video games 24/7. It's everything outside of that.
Yeah, because I know myself, like I've been a gamer for quite a while. I actually took a break from gaming, like when I first joined the Army for like 3-4 years, and realized I was spending a lot of money. And the caveat that I was like, well, if I get a PlayStation, I'll stay home. And so, and then of course, like I've been married like almost 7 years now, and I think my wife has just finally embraced the fact that it's going to be really difficult to pull me away from my monitor. I definitely see where you're coming from. It is a toll, especially like if you stream or make YouTube videos or you compete. Like there's a whole list of different goals, and on top of that, you still got to deal with your regular Army stuff and trying to progression, try to get promoted, deal with classes, field exercises, whatever your whatever your list of shit that you got to do for the day is. So I understand completely.
I'm in an open relationship with every big girl that goes to bars near me. So everything's pretty chill. They usually let me hang out and play games whenever I want.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty nice.
You just do you base them off of who's got the best Wi-Fi, or?
I usually base them off of, who's got the biggest ass or who's got the largest appetite. Because I'll tell you what, son, sometimes I'll be chilling back at the place, and she's like ordering ribs and like chicken wings and shit, and I'm like, damn, what a life I live. And then I don't.
Oh no, dude. Oh, I can tell you the night I met oh boy. Yep, that was a night worth of drinking, and we were up until like 6 o'clock the next morning, just fucking chit chatting, dude. Like.
I mean, you could be me. My wife was a one night stand.
We went through like 2 bottles of champagne and then like 2 bottles of wine. I think, that first night, dude, champagne, and it was her parents. It was her parents' bottle of champagne. I think it was aged like How long was that bottle aged for, babe?
We literally live the opposite life. You're over here staying up till 6 a.m. getting champagne. I'm drinking fucking Fireball with a big ass bitch named Tabitha. Her one bedroom apartment.
That bottle. So that bottle of champagne was aged for like 10 years. So yeah, that one hit us pretty hard, like at first, and then we had the second bottle of champagne, and then we had like 2 more bottles of wine. So you can imagine, like.
So you've already invested over 10 years into your marriage. What you're saying? What you're saying, basically.
At that point, you're already I would go ahead and say that. So
the bottle of Fireball that we drank was aged for about 2 weeks in the back of my car before I busted it out for a special occasion. So completely opposite lives.
After that night, I was like, "Yep, that's my woman. Like, that's gonna be it." And then here we are now. So
let's see. I know you said that in your head, but she probably said it before you did, and you just didn't realize it yet.
She says that.
Yeah, she is like, "Yeah, no, he's mine." And then she like just walked up and like death by snoo and just like grabbed you and just like walked away. Like,
I'm about to lock him in forever. Check this shit out.
Pretty good. Okay, not to get completely off topic. Okay, so we talked a little bit about the competitiveness, you growing up, you competing, whatnot. So next question is, do you stream or make content? And what has been your, I guess, adventure so far, if you have?
So, as far as streaming and making content, say like about a year and a half ago, you were actually there for that. I was streaming. I streamed PUBG, and I was actually doing pretty well. I was doing pretty decent. I was streaming on Twitch. I had like 364 followers at the time.
Ooh.
I always had a decent viewing.
Damn, that's more than I got now.
Then some rough patches came in along the way, so I ended up selling everything to keep some extra cash. So then I haven't really been a steady streamer since and making content. So I'm trying to slowly get back into it. I just got to get a new computer. Freedom God gave me his capture card that he stopped using. So
yeah, I definitely forgot.
Gonna put it to work.
I definitely forgot to fucking send you my old one.
It's all good. It's all good. I mean, anytime, we have something big going on or some intense practices, I try and stream it. So
I know you're stealing all my viewers the other night, but it's no big deal.
Hey, they got to see the Slayer side of everything.
That's true. No one wants to watch me hide behind a fucking cement like pillar, try not to get shot.
Excellent fucking game.
Hey man, whenever I'm like slaying out and I'm going crazy, like whoever was on the stream yesterday definitely saw it on that last game during the match. Like,
yes.
What was it? That 11 kill streak was just insane. I was getting challenged. I was just popping off, dude.
Oh no, you could definitely hear you in the, because I put it as a YouTube video. You could definitely hear like, I'm on a fucking merciless. I'm insane. Like,
dude, like there's no semi-pro team that should be letting me run streaks like that. I mean,
no,
not a single team.
No.
And I mean, earlier today, you joined in like for a short period of time with the Army eSports team.
Yeah,
I was playing around with them.
Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna get into that, but go ahead,
dude. So you weren't supposed to join. So I'm gonna take it as they started team killing you because you were the 6th man.
Yeah, I was also the top of their leaderboard, so I don't want to hear shit.
But, dude, me and Freedom were just getting demoralized. I mean, absolutely demoralized. Some of those guys have been playing with the esports team for a long time for the Army team, and they definitely know what they're doing, and especially just to throw me and Freedom in there with people we don't play with, people who don't know our comms.
Yo, what would be cool though is actually setting up a scrim between Team Viper and the Army esports team.
It's in the works.
Is it?
It's been in the works for months.
Oh.
It's been okay. So a scrim with them has been in the works for a while, but today I actually had direct line with retweet from the esports team. He's on their academy team. He said he actually wants to set us up with the pro team, not the academy team, but the pro team. And he says that their academy team gets pretty close to beating them. But I'm gonna tell you now, like, even their academy team is pretty good. Like,
I mean, I believe it.
But he even says that a lot of it has to do with chemistry. and guns.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the people that we played with just had gun skill, and they already played together for a
I
long
mean,
time.
what, like me, you, and Freedom all know each other in real life, known each other for years. We may not have always gamed with each other, but like I think that definitely has part in it. But PK here, just so happens to like click amazingly with us, and then Hobo too. Like
Hobo definitely improved because he went from having like a bad attitude and like raging, and now it's like he knows.
I fucking love him.
Oh yeah, he's definitely like, I think each of us as individual players definitely come like leaps and bounds. Oh my god, I was on like B, almost C team. Like,
bro, I got him by the skin of my ball sack when I tried it out. I was like, I'm not fucking.
And that's why, like in this league that we're in, I want both of you guys to start recording like your hardpoint times and like your captures that y'all get.
Seconds.
Oh, dude, I stream them all. I'll be able to count it up.
Dude.
Well, like actually, like write it down, like take records of it, like screenshot it or something. Because at the end, I just want to show everyone, like, hey, we got the best objective players in the league right now. I mean, because y'all are pulling like 2 minute times, 2 minute 30 times in the hard point.
I mean, taking my records, like 3 minutes 14.
So.
Okay, so so you're slowly getting back into streaming. You're slowly starting back into making like content. Did you ever make like YouTube videos or anything like that? Or even
I actually have a highlight reel up right now on my YouTube.
Oh, okay. That's right. I think I have watched it.
Yeah, it's pretty good too. Like, it's me making a couple plays. Some of those go back from when like Modern Warfare like first came out, so they're not like too good, but.
Freedom's in the chat.
Towards the end.
Freedom's in the chat saying, "Tell Axel to talk about me." No, I refuse. Pretty good.
Actually, me and Freedom, we actually need to hit up more doubles GBs because me and him have a 2v2 GB team right now.
Okay, I don't mean to,
It's 1-1, but I mean, we already like within one night climbed up. There was like 14,000 teams in that ladder, and we already climbed up like 10,000 teams. So
that that being said, I don't want to step on our toes or nothing, but Freedom's my duo partner. All right, fucking, I'll let you borrow him. But
you gotta let Slayers slay, man. Like that's all I gotta
true.
say.
I gotta let Freedom spread his wings. You're right.
Just gotta spread his wings.
Okay.
That team is just like the duo team between me and him is just like a side thing. And we haven't really been doing it much, but the main team, the 5 of us is like the main goal. Like that's the 5 that we're focused on. And I mean, Freedom, man, like, God, that guy's crazy. Like,
yeah.
That guy can play.
I think I have like 4 videos on my YouTube channel of him just 1v1ing people. And that's my content.
Yeah.
Like,
I came close.
At first it was just me just running through people, and then now he's up to par. Like there's nothing I really have to like tell him to do. I just kind of let him run around and do his own thing. Like,
yeah, I think me and Freedom both moving back to controller was probably the best idea that could have been given.
100%.
Because as much as I love playing mouse and keyboard, I just when you've been playing PlayStation since you're like 3 years old, it's hard to beat that time span of experience there.
Yeah,
definitely.
But okay, so that being said, you did talk about on how you were on you did competitive Halo. So
yep.
Caveating off that, how long have you been in the comp scene? So what is the earliest? Let's start from the earliest comp scene days, and let's just slowly work our way forward.
7th grade.
7th grade. Oh, wait.
Man.
What was your gamer tag?
Oh,
what was your gamer tag in 7th grade? That's
It was
Landon
WCK Landon 21.
See, I was really hoping it was gonna be like Pussy Destroyer fucking 69 or something. I'm not gonna lie, dude. That's what I was hoping for.
So
I banged your mom 76.
I started out on Halo Reach officially, and I had a team that I started up with called JFK. It was called Joining Forces with the Kings. which actually is a pretty badass name. Like,
Yeah,
whenever
I'm not
I
gonna
first
lie.
joined them,
It is. It is.
whenever
it's
I
a
first
great
joined
sniping
them,
clan.
I don't know if y'all have ever heard of the clan called KSI, but that was like they used to be like a really big one.
So it was like trick shotters or what?
No, KSI was just a straight competitive clan, and that was like the rival clan that we always played against. And then there was KOH, which was Kings of Halo. They were pretty good too. So I ended up leaving JFK and then started my own comp team, which started out with my best friend named Noah that I've been friends with ever since me and him were in pre-K. Like, still to this time, he's in the Air Force. I just called him today because today is his birthday, and like till this day,
Happy birthday, Noah.
He has always been like my greatest friend. So me and him started up that team called WCK, which was World Class Killers. Pretty basic.
Ooh.
And what was it? Through that time from when we were in like 7th and 8th grade, starting up a comp team, competing against big teams in Halo, our team ended up as like 52-0 at the end of the season.
Jesus.
I'm not shitting you.
Jesus.
I mean, if I could find the footage,
like, where's your jersey at that point? Like, what? Like, what do you mean? If I could find
the footage of that team, like, you would be amazed. There were literally matches where I was hitting perfect games without dying.
Holy
like I
crap.
was going on like 25-0 streaks. Like,
so okay, so let me tell you about my experience in the Halo. I had not played Halo except maybe once or twice with my buddies going to their house until this remaster just came out.
It's nice, right?
I'm fucking horrible. I am so fucking bad. Like, I went into multiplayer. I think I played like 3 matches. I'm like, no, fuck Halo.
So I actually had gotten my wife started on Halo a couple months back.
She would beat my ass. Go ahead.
And it was back like when I was still boxing, which, by the way, I stopped boxing. I think last time I boxed was in June or July. Officially, whenever I stopped boxing is more along the lines where I started really getting back into video games.
Yeah. So you still have that competitiveness.
I would go to the gym with my buddy Izzy, and which he's into bodybuilding and all this type of stuff. Still needs to work on leg day.
Yeah. I've seen the pictures.
I'm an avid bodybuilder.
And then it was tough because at the time my wife worked a really tough schedule. She was a waitress. She couldn't really find a good job around here. So she was all like on her days off and everything. Like it always cut into like the gym schedule. So I started getting lazy with the gym, and then I started playing games because, you know, I have to find a release after work. I got to get the stress off. And then, you know, I'm at least close to her. Like, if she needs anything, I'm literally in the next room.
Yeah.
So that's always been our thing. Or it's always been my thing, really, not our thing, because she doesn't really play. But yeah, she started off on Halo whenever she first moved in with me. And it was like I never put Halo down. I was still winning like every game.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, it was like years without playing Halo. I jumped back on, and it was like we were playing the remastered, and I was playing Halo 2 just to, you know, get back that nostalgic feeling of when I was a kid playing Halo 2.
Yep.
And it was literally like going 25-3 every game, going like 30-2. Like I was just, it's like I never forgot it. So I'm pretty sure if I were to jump back into the competitive scene for Halo.
Yeah, no, you're not allowed to leave. Anyway.
Nope, that's not happening.
I mean, I've never really played against like actual pro players. I played against some of the big YouTubers. I played against Proximity in a couple lobbies. What's his name? Starts with an R. I forgot. Reclaimer. Yeah, I played against Reclaimer. There was another guy that I actually, what was it? Stream snipe. He was like streaming.
You're a stream sniper. How dare you?
I was for like one game. My wife was at work. I was staying at my old roommate's house, and I was like watching a stream. And I was chatting because he didn't have many people in the stream at the time. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna join your lobby. He was like, okay. I was like, I'm gonna see if I can stream snipe you. And he was just like, okay. So he started up a free for all game, like in a lobby. It wasn't even a custom lobby. And I started up at the same time he did, and I ended up in his lobby. came second, like by like 2 kills, like right under him.
Oh shit!
I remember laughing like in his chat because I got like an overkill. It was like 4 kills within like 4 seconds without dying, and he was like one of them. I was just going off.
Oh, that's when you clip it and you just spam that clip over and over again. Dude, I would don't ever do that to me, chat. I swear to fuck.
Awesome.
Like,
so he was also a player from Chaotix Gaming, which was Proximity and Reclaimers team that they play for is called Chaotix, and so yeah, they're pretty decent players. They'll definitely shit on you in Halo. That's the closest I ever got to really playing like an actual pro.
Okay.
Because they actually do go to LAN tournaments. They actually do compete on stage. But that's about it. I actually had a buddy named Ice Disciple, and he's actually going through basic training right now. But he made it to main stage in Halo 5 for a free-for-all tournament. He didn't win, but he was one of my buddies.
When you're like one of the best of the best, like that's a whole nother level, I would say.
He made it to I remember we were gaming for a while, and he was just like, "Oh, dude, I'm going to this tournament." He was like, "Watch the stream." He went to a LAN tournament, and I remember he hit me up like as he was in the LAN tournament, like on one of the consoles that they had, and it was like a weird gamer tag. So I answered the party, and he was just like, "Hey, dude, it's Josh." He was like, "I'm about to go to the finals." He was like, "I'm going to be on main stage." He was like, "I hope you tune in." I was like, "Dude, no fucking way." So that was like my competitive partner forever, and I was in AIT at the time, so of course I can't go out and compete.
Ah, man.
And he got invited to that tournament, and yeah, he made it on main stage. So that was one of the coolest moments, is having like a partner that can make it on main stage. And he actually played Call of Duty a couple times the past couple months. I played with him, and we never like lost a game. It's like he's good at everything. So whenever he gets out of basic, I would definitely want him on the team.
Yeah, I was watching actually an interview. I think they were interviewing, I forget who it was, but they were talking about how Formal actually came from Halo. And
so
I guess
Shotzi.
Yeah, and one of the stigmas with that is they're usually not great search and destroy players, but Formal was that one case where he picked it up right away and was just slaying at all angles. And I think that's crazy. Beast. But I mean, with that being said, I know Halo is a very fast-paced game. Yeah. So I mean, I think that has something to do with it. There's not like in search and destroy, you got little tactical halts and whatnot where you're like, okay, I'm gonna hold this angle for a little bit before I rotate, make sure they're not coming this way. You got the map kind of laid out in your head. So I mean, I guess there are some differences, but I can definitely see the connection.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. And then as far as our goals for this team, since it's almost time, like we got to start getting on and warm up. But definitely, as far as my goals for like this team, like we're in this league now, and we just won the first week, which is really good. It's a good start. Yes. I think it's a good kicks off everything pretty well.
Is it team blown, or is it supposed to be something else?
I don't know.
I know it's BLWN, and I was like, I don't know what they call themselves.
I said blown. I was like, that's the only thing that it's gonna be.
That's
more like team blown out.
Oh god.
Dude, they did get blown out.
Oh man.
They almost had us in that search. I think they took lead in the search game, and then
then they teabagged, and then it was just like everyone amped up to like 11. You know what I mean?
I would have been chill if there was no teabag, but after the teabag, I was like, no.
Okay. Well, since we're trying to hurry this up a little bit, okay. So next thing is, what is the big picture you see Team Viper going, and where do you see yourself personally going? What's the big picture? Long-term goals.
Personally with gaming, I would like to really just make it as far as I can. I'd like to start going to like LAN tournaments, because I know they hold them here in Texas sometimes, especially down in Austin. Mm-hmm. Whenever they start having like conventions and stuff. This is
Austin.
It would be nice, like if at some point we could all start going to LAN tournaments, like meet up together, travel and everything.
I mean, I know you're in Texas, Freedom's in Texas. I'll be in Texas in September. PK, you got to start moving.
No, I got family down there. I can go. As long as there's a bottle of alcohol down there, I'm ready to go.
But what was I gonna say? But yeah, as far as like personally, I don't know. I'm just trying to build my sponsorships aside from Rogue Energy, and really just kind of make it. I don't know. I want to grind like all the ladders that there are possible.
Okay.
To try and make it to a main stage, because I mean, obviously, you make it to main stage, like there's money involved.
Oh, of course.
Sure,
Definitely just
like even with this Dynasty League when it's a semi-pro and it's like 400 a pop in each one of our pockets. Like,
we win this league.
That makes a difference to me.
I mean,
I'm here to get this bread, dude. Like,
I'm just here to win. Like, I mean, if it's a hobby, like, why would I not want to be the best at at my hobby? You know.
Damn right.
So
I mean, I can definitely understand that. I mean, at one point, me and Freedom started streaming together as a hobby because we were playing games every day anyway. And slowly it went from streaming through my PlayStation to getting an Elgato capture card. Now I got a 2 PC kind of setup thing with like a ring light, a camera way up here, a $200 microphone, a Go XLR Mini in the corner. Like, it builds up.
$200 microphone I can hear myself in. Trying to play COD.
Oh, well, sucks to suck.
All right, you know what?
But yeah, I definitely want to take. If I can definitely take the team with opportunity. So, I mean, I don't see myself playing like for another team anytime soon. I mean, obviously, y'all have heard like me say like, "Hey, I'm gonna go play with the Army eSports team for a bit." And the thing about that is like, you join their team and it's not like you're like you just join and you play like other teams with them. They'll pay for like your travels and everything. You'll go to events. That's really about it. I mean, it's not like I would have to leave our team that we have.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, being in the military as well, like if the Army eSports team were like, "Hey, come play with us," I'd be all over it. 'Cause that's a foot in the door.
It's nice to have that opportunity, knowing that they want you, like that they know your name, and it's like, hey, come play with us. Like, yeah, it's nice having that recognition.
Esports is like it. I mean, like any professional sport, it's all dependent on like where's your opportunity going to be, and like
you have to make opportunities.
Like if you're out here and like Army eSports approaches you and is like, oh shit, dude, like you want to come fucking play. Nobody here would or should hold any kind of, what the fuck? Like, dude, go live that fucking dream.
Nah, fuck that punchy. I'm gonna be salty, dog. Like if you leave me.
That a fucking Chicago Huntsman came and was like, Bunny, come play for us. Bunny would stay, be like, no, fuck you guys.
Bro, I'll be your sub, bro. What you mean?
Someone dropped me like a multi-million-dollar contract to go play video games, like those big organizations do. Yeah, I'm out. Like, I'm sorry, Hova and the rest of HSS.
Hey,
but
just make me.
How am I gonna pass up that opportunity, like to give me and my wife good living?
Yeah, just make me your content creator, like, Roll. You know what I mean? I'll edit your videos, dog.
I mean,
let me be your hype man on main stage. I'll go and punch somebody in the face before you get out there.
Are you ready?
King punching bitch.
Oh my god. Okay, that being said, so I already know you got a very competitive like mentality. That being said, do you have siblings?
I have an older half brother. I have a little brother, and then I have a younger stepsister and a younger stepbrother that I never see. I'm glad. And then I have a younger half sister that I love to death. So
Jesus, that's a litter.
My older half brother and me and my younger brother. Yeah, I grew up pretty competitive because my older brother. I mean, of course, I already said I was a boxer. My older brother was a wrestler.
So you just made sure he didn't take you to the ground.
We only sucked. Yeah. He played football, so I played football. And then whenever we saw each other, like every few months out of the year, like it was always like, I'm better than you. Like I can do this, I can do that.
I can do anything better.
Okay.
And then with my little brother, it was just more of like, I'm the fucking dominant one. Like, shut your fucking ass up. Like.
Okay, so I'm like, with as many siblings as you have, I don't see you not have done this before, but split screen. taping a sheet across the TV and making the little sibling get underneath there because he's a little screen peeking little bitch. What?
Never did that.
Talking
Never
about you,
did that.
Cannon.
So my little brother hated playing video games with me so much because even though I knew he was screen cheating, I was just that much better than him, so he would never play video games with me.
Oh, man.
I would let him screen cheat, and then I would just own it.
Well, you're better than me then, because I made my little dumbass brother get underneath the sheet, and then I whooped his ass.
Back when I first started playing online games, that's how it was. Like me, I would go over to two of my friends' house. Their name was like Avery and Blaze. I don't know how they're doing nowadays. But my mom was going through the police academy at the time. She'd drop me off there during the summer, and they played like online. They played online, and I didn't have that back home. So, and we'd play like Halo 2 like every day. Split screen. There'd be like the three person like split screen, and we just go and run lobbies. And I was like, dude, this is awesome. Like, didn't know you could do this. So that's where it all started.
Bro, I didn't even know online play was a thing till I was like 14, and we took a trip up to Arizona, and I think it was one of my mom's friends was like an engineer or something, and her husband was like a programmer, and they had like the biggest house I'd been in at that point in my life. Like I grew up in a place called Lagardo, which was nicknamed Laghetto, and it was we didn't have that stuff there. I didn't even have Wi-Fi till I was 18.
No, exactly. I used to scum it from my old people neighbors. So like they had open Wi-Fi. So I'd like scoot all my stuff closer to my wall so I could scum off of their free Wi-Fi.
It was definitely hard because like growing up in the country, my parents didn't have it. But whenever my parents were divorced, my mom and my dad. So every other weekend I'd go over to my dad's house, and that's when I would compete because he had Wi-Fi. That's when I would compete. I'd get all my friends online and everything, be like, hey, I'm coming down this weekend. It's time to fucking own it. But like throughout the week, like my only practice was literally like just it was the suckiest practice ever. But like Halo Reach had like a firefight, and you just set yourself up with like a bunch of like AI bots that are like all the Covenant aliens or whatever, and they basically just go after you. So I would just put them on like the hardest mode possible, and then I would just do my thing like all week, and then that was it.
Did that transfer over very well though?
Yeah, actually it did, because it was like I know how the game functions. Like I know how to actually run around and like do everything. It wasn't like I was a fucking idiot. So actually like finding that simple stuff to just help your mechanics and like your knowledge of how everything works will go a long ways. Like me just warming up, I just put bots on.
Oh, dude, I do the same thing.
Yeah, I just put bots on.
11 bots, free for all, shoot house. I'll put them on a recruit just so I can go for headshots. Like, that's all I'll do.
I'll work on like my map movement, because as you can tell, like whenever I start getting on the par with like map movement and everything, I mean I'm pretty fast paced. Like I play very fast. My sensitivity is pretty low, but the way I just move around the map is really like
what's your sensitivity set at?
I think I run like a 6 and 6.
Oh shit, I run a 7 and 7.
Shit, I run 6 and 6, but my aimed in ADS is slow as fuck.
My ADS is like a 1.08. I don't know. That's just what I found comfortable.
I don't even know what mine is. So
because I typically
default.
Because I mean, like I like to snap pretty fast to targets, so I keep the ADS up just a little bit more than what most people run. So
pretty good. Yeah.
I mean,
all right. So what time is the scrim starting? Okay, what time do you need to go practice? Okay, so we probably should start warming up here in a little bit.
Like 5 minutes. Let's give it.
All right. Let me hit you with this last question, and we'll see how we go from there. All right. So besides Call of Duty or first-person shooter games, Halo, games like that are like away from the comp scene, what are your favorite games to play growing up and right now?
Ooh. All right. So
I will judge you.
Yeah, this is gonna be a hard judge.
I've always played the NCAA football and the Madden game.
You don't
I'm
want-
sorry.
you don't want
I
these.
meant real games.
Oh,
That's
no. Don't you be talking shit about NCAA.
Oh, you're talking about like
Uh,
real life games.
Oh no,
I mean, me and
like
my wife get down
video
with some beer
games.
pong.
Oh no, you don't want that smoke. Anyway,
Yeah,
like, let's go back.
hey,
Let's go
no,
back. Let's go
wife
back to the video
Never lose a
game.
I don't think we've really. I think we may have lost like 2 or 3 games since we played together as we've been married
Bro,
and
I
moved in
haven't
and all that type of stuff. Like
played
we're
beer
pretty
pong in
damn
a
good at beer
while.
pong.
Oh, dude, I'll
And,
get shots from over the house.
My
I don't
fucking
give a
wife is
fuck.
horrible. Friggin', but
Oh no, my wife is better than me sometimes. I'll admit it.
Yeah, my wife is the same.
Okay.
We like to go out and play pool sometimes too. Pool's a pretty good. Pool's a pretty fun game to play. I mean, whenever you go
I
out,
see. I'm down with that.
I may not be the best pool player, but
depends on how
it's
many beers you
definitely
got.
it's definitely fun to go out and play. What is it? I like to play some card games sometimes. It just really depends.
Did you ever
What
come
kind of
up
card
on
games?
like any like RPGs or anything like that?
The Fallout series?
No, I never. I never really. I'll be honest, never did. I loved playing Need for Speed though.
Which
back
one?
in the day, like Need for Speed Most Wanted from like 2005.
Oh shit!
See,
that was
I like
that was my shit.
Most Wanted.
I got
Most Wanted 2 was my favorite.
got it.
Need for Speed Carbon, that was a good one too.
Oh man, dude, the soundtracks in the Need for Speed games would have me like so hyped up. I'm like, my little 12-year-old self was like, I'm going outside, I'm getting in a car, I'm putting the soundtrack on, and I'm gonna fucking wreck so much shit. Like that's the mentality I would get in with it.
But yeah, that was
Okay.
some of my favorite games of all time.
Need for Speed, fuck yeah.
That gave me a throwback. That gave me a throwback.
And then I don't know. I guess as far as like adventurous games go, like the old, like the really old, like the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, those were good games. I love those games.
Ooh.
So
Those
Star Wars. Oh well, I guess it's is it really a first-person shooter if it's third-person? Star Wars Battlefront, the OG ones, the OG ones. Get out of here with this new bullshit.
yeah, the OG ones are really
fuck the
good.
bullshit.
I also played a lot of Gears of War. I think I've played all 5. Yeah, I went through all 5.
Jesus.
That's one of my favorite series.
See, my thing, like I came up on like Final Fantasy games and like freaking Star Ocean and Chrono Trigger and like all these RPG games, but that's like, dude, Resident Evil Director's Cut, dude. I still have nightmares. Like freaking like the original Resident Evil, like the dogs bursting through the window, and I was like 5 years old and shit myself.
Pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Dude, my main game that I played so much was Simpsons Hit and Run for PS2. Like Simpsons GTA game. Oh my fucking god.
I played the South Park game. That one was a pretty good one.
You talking about
Dude,
the like it was like a first person shooter like South Park game and like you had like a cow launcher or
The
something?
fractured butthole.
No, it was.
No, I'm talking about like the OG days.
There was an actual like South Park game where you're like playing in the actual town and
Was it,
everything like
Stick
that.
of
Like,
Truth?
yeah, it was the Stick of Truth one.
Yeah,
That one was
fucking
pretty
game is
good.
sick.
Dude,
That one was
I'm
fun.
thinking PlayStation 1 days. There was a South Park game where it was like a 4v, like it was like a free for all type game, and you had like cow launchers and like all kind. Dude, it was crazy. And then
Shit.
that Twisted Metal.
Fuck, Bunny, you should play Stick of Truth for stream.
I don't know how content friendly that is. Okay, before you get off, Axel, before you get off, does chat have any questions? Any questions? No? Okay. Axel, any final remarks?
Nope, we just better go win the scrim.
Oh yeah, we will. So hey, everyone on YouTube, Twitch, all that good stuff, follow us on all our different platforms. I'll put Axel's description down below. So make sure to click on those, follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yo, Axel, I just want to say thank you for doing this as our first run or behind the controller. And that is Axel's behind the controller story.
Yep. Thank you guys. Yeah, we'll go win. I'll see y'all online.
Yeah.
Woo!
Good stuff. Good stuff.